Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome back to Crown Stag voiceover. My name is Neil Glasgow. In today's video, what I want to talk to you about is something that may seem a little daunting, but I promise you, you can do it. So, with that in mind, let's get into it. Okay, so what is this big thing? What's the thing that's going to scare the crap out of you? And this is going to make you feel really uncomfortable if you're not already doing this. Now, what you need to do to be very successful in voiceover as an independent, you need to learn how to be an audio engineer. It's one of the biggest things that you need to do right now in 2022 and going forward for your voiceover career, and let me tell you why. Historically, when you got into voiceover 10 years ago, 20 years ago, what you would do is you would go to a studio, you would record, and you would have a professional audio engineer doing everything for you. This is someone who is university trained, they've been doing this for decades and decades and qualified, and they are just super impressive. They're touching all the buttons and doing all the things. It looks like wizardry, okay? And the reality is, it is, especially if you're in that setting in a studio. Then comes the dark times, the big C, the Rona. And by and large, studios kind of stopped working with voiceover artists. They couldn't have them in. And that meant that a lot of voiceover artists needed to continue to record and continue to working at home. And the ones who could continue to do that were the ones who were very, very good at their own audio engineering, people that had had experience in doing this stuff. Now, when I say experience, these are largely people who have either done the training themselves or they are self-taught in utilising their DAW and learned how to be an audio engineer. Now, those are two last things are the really important bits. They are self-taught and they have learned. And this is what I really need you to have a look at to continue being successful. I, myself, I am able to produce quality work time and time again relatively quickly because I spent a very, very, very long time with not a lot of access to information to learn how to utilise my DAW. I use Reaper, as many of you know. Reaper is a musician's tool primarily, but it's a really customizable tool and it really helps out with voiceover. I do stand by and recommend Reaper if you're not already using it. And my setup now, I can probably whip through an edit of a piece under a minute because I've set up certain elements within my DAW for automation. Now, not every DAW does that. If you use Audacity, for example, or Adobe Audition, I'm not familiar with them. I haven't really used them, but they might have similar tool sets. And again, that comes back to this learning element. So what you need to be able to do is, say a client comes to you and they say, right, we need you to record, edit, produce the music and produce the finished quality audio for us to be able to send out on a national TV advert, for example, okay? This happens. You need to be able to do that. You can charge for it. It's definitely something you can charge for. But if you don't have that ability to do it and you aren't going to learn that ability to do that now, you're really going to struggle. Because your only other option is for you independently to hire an audio engineer, and they might charge you just as much as you're going to earn on the project itself. So what I would recommend you do, however you learn, you can either read manuals, you can watch videos, you can reach out to communities on Reddit or on Discord or whatever it might be. Ask people the questions and figure out what it is you need to learn. The main things. Learn how to clean up your audio quickly and efficiently. So this is taking out pops and clicks primarily, most big breaths. So we're talking about those big gulps. We're not talking about the little breaths or the size. It depends on the read that you're doing, but try not to eliminate all breaths. It sounds a bit odd. You need to be able to normalize that audio. You need to make it sound like it's consistent the whole way through. If you're adding in musical tracks, you need to figure out how to source those musical tracks, make sure that they are embedded within the audio, make sure that the levels are working right so that when you talk, the music dips down and vice versa. You need to make sure that it all sounds like a finished product that sounds really good that goes out to the market. And if all of this sounds daunting, I'm not going to lie to you, it is a learning curve. But if you don't start today, if you don't start now, learning little bits, and it's not going to be an afternoon, it's not going to be a week, you're going to spend 2, 3, 4 weeks, if not more, learning various bits of your DAW, how to produce this audio, and then eventually it's just going to click. And it's just going to be natural and second nature to you. And I promise you, you will get to that point, okay? When I started out, I had no idea, A, how to do this. I had no idea how to do my audio interface, nothing. I am largely self-taught. I have had coaches, I have had some training, but largely I am self-taught, and I get hired for big national and international projects regularly, okay? So I'm saying that not to brag, I'm saying that as an example of if you learn, people will come to you and they will hire you. The days of you going to a studio are, if not already ended, certainly coming to an end. And you don't want to be reliant on an industry that is, unfortunately for them, dying quite hard. So that's it. That's my tip. Find out what the best DAW is for you, whether that's a paid or free version. Find out exactly what it can do, and then start learning how to master audio. Become an audio engineer. Whether you need to take some training in that, do some videos, do some online reading, online learning, whatever it might be, please learn it. Because as the industry progresses, you are going to get left behind. And it doesn't matter how great you sound, if you can't produce that audio consistently and to the same quality every single time, you're not going to be successful. If you like the video, drop it a like and subscribe. Please do turn on that notification bell. And remember, you can be a voiceover artist and you can learn how to be an audio engineer. I'll see you in the next video.